Advanced Marketplace welcomes you to this webinar series highlighting the importance of having a configuration management system, Cmdb. This series will demonstrate areas to leverage a Cmdb and gain valuable insight while supporting numerous IT functions into your organization. During this webinar series, we will feature HP software products to illustrate the value of these concepts, but similar successes can be achieved through the integration of numerous tools available today. There are 4 sections to this series, and the following topics will be covered. Application mapping in a Cmdb. Utilizing Cmdb for change and release control. How a Cmdb supports efficient business service management, runtime service model. Improve application performance and quality with a Cmdb. Application lifecycle management. This is the 3rd presentation in a 4-part series covering how a Cmdb supports efficient business service management, runtime service model.
Welcome to this recorded webinar. I'm Joey Howe, Senior Solution Architect for Advanced Marketplace. Today we're going to be discussing what you need to know about HP uCmdb and Business Service Management, or BSM. First, a little bit about Advanced Marketplace. Advanced Marketplace, or AMP, is a business solution provider that delivers solutions which transform our clients' business environments and helps them stay ahead of a rapidly changing technology and landscape. Our headquarters is Tampa, Florida, and we have consultants nationwide. You may be able to tell by my accent that I'm not a Floridian. I'm based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and my personal background is a decade in application delivery, quality assurance, and IT management. Our consultants' expertise ranges from application lifecycle management, IT operations, security, training, and support. So HP uCmdb and HP BSM. Let's discuss these. HP Business Service Management is a solution that's comprehensive from a monitoring standpoint, from a data collection standpoint, to really help you understand your IT environment. Part of that is the Runtime Service Model, RTSM. What RTSM is a system of record for the CIs that integrates and federates that CI data and application models with HP uCmdb, which is the system of record for the entire IT environment and infrastructure. RTSM basically tracks and manages any dynamic changes across the business services, then helps align those changes and manage those business services against an idle process. HP BSM and HP uCmdb are also both core product suites that, along with other HP solutions, allow a customer or end user to deploy a concept called HP Closed Loop Incident Process, or CLIP. CLIP allows organizations to transition from reactive to a predictive operations management infrastructure with automated remediation. So let's discuss that a little bit. A reactive environment from an IT standpoint or IT operations standpoint is really an environment that is always reacting to issues, essentially. So, if a web server was to go down, we would get notified about it, and then we would go to work trying to remedy that solution. With CLIP, we can look at it more of a predictive operations management. If we start to see issues or with that web server ahead of time, or start to see changes with the web server that may indicate that we're going to have an incident or an outage, we will get notified ahead of time. So that's the predictive standpoint of IT operations management. Because we know that an incident is basically going to occur or predicted to occur, we can also integrate with our other product sets to start a process of automatic remediation. So if we notice that, for instance, a web server is going to have an outage, we can take proactive and automated steps to remedy that before we actually have an issue or an outage that's going to impact our end users. So you may be asking, I'm aware we have both HP UCMDB and we have HP Business Service Management, but do they integrate? And that's really the discussion and focus here. If you're an owner of one product, this may help you understand why the other product may be beneficial to your IT operations. So why is the integration and federation of the data between Runtime Service Model and the CMDB so important? It's really because the view into IT operations has two different focuses. We have the business service management focus, which is based on the actual state of the environment real time. And then we have the CMDB, or configuration management focus, which is really around knowing and understanding the authorized state. So how should an environment be configured? How should an environment be operating versus the real view of how that is occurring? So why is that a benefit to us? If we look here, you can see that you have a very faint, and this will be cleared up in a later slide, but what I'm trying to illustrate here is we can take our application model and not only look at the model of the as-built environment, but based on our runtime service model and the monitoring that is coming in from the environment, so the application performance management, kind of our top-down view, and our infrastructure performance management, our bottom-up view, is all meeting at the runtime service model. So that allows us not just to take the application model or the topology map as we see it, but also lay very meaningful and factual data on top of that application model. So to give you a more illustrated view of what that application model looks like, I've kind of laid out this diagram. And what it really is going to show is the different tiers all the way from the end users through the application tiers, the infrastructure tiers, the host, all the way down to points of resources on the host itself. You can also see that we're highlighting potential impacted users all the way through our tiers and trying to isolate what's causing that impact. So you can see with having the runtime service model, both the application model from UCMDB and the actual factual information of the state of both our users and our infrastructure, we are now given the ability to identify, prioritize, analyze, and resolve incidents a lot faster than we may have in the past without this information available to us. So what does that mean to IT operations? What it really means is that we're taking IT operations and we're bolstering their abilities in three specific areas. First, operations intelligence. We're providing them a view of their IT infrastructure that they may have never had before. The operations bridge. What that means is we're essentially bridging operations out to other personas inside the IT organization, specifically change management and configuration management. And we're also bolstering application performance management. Basically, we're making sure that they have the tools in place to guarantee and ensure that the application is running at its peak performance. So that is HP UCMDB for HP Business Service Management, and specifically the runtime service model. So to demonstrate how we would go about setting up integration and federation from UCMDB and Business Service Management, or TSM, I'm going to take you through kind of just the simple steps inside Business Service Management to establish that integration and federation. First, I want to log into Business Service Management with an administrator account, someone that has capabilities to modify the platform, not just view the information in BSM. We'll go to administration. We'll look for RTSM administration. Then we want to go to data flow management. Underneath data flow management, you'll see a couple of options. First and foremost, we're dealing with HP UCMDB integration, so our adapters should be in place out of the box. We can verify what integrations already exist in the BSM environment in the integration studio. So these will be the integration points. If there's any that already exist, they'll be listed and defined We have a number of options when it comes down to integration, not just with CI integration for HP UCMDB, but if we were to go and establish a new integration point and properties, I'll very easily start to define our integration and potentially even the types of integrations that we have adapters for. I'm just going to go ahead and put a test integration. We'll call this UCMDB. We can look at the description. This is our Tsm. And then we can look at our adapters. So these are all the adapters that you'll find mainly out of the box for integration with RTSM, specifically under the BSM umbrella. Of course, we have the adapters for UCMDB. I have a UCMDB backend server that I can connect to, so we'll go ahead and select our adapter. Default ports and protocols for UCMDB are correct. I just need to specify the host for UCMDB. There's my host. Come down and we'll define our credentials. The other thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and select our probe, BSM 92 DPS. We'll go ahead and test this connection. Connection tested out successfully. So that we can go OK to create our integration point. Now I have a couple of different options here. It really depends on the type of integration I'm looking for with the data sources. You have choices to populate, of course, the federation in general, and then even data pushes to push certain CIs to maybe a third-party data source. What I'm going to want to do, because we are working with HP UCMDB, is I'm going to want to really create the federation. So I'll go to Federation tab. We'll come in and we'll see the different supported and selected CI types. For this little exercise, I'm just going to kind of bring in all the configuration items that I know about from UCMDB. I'll have a choice to narrow down on specific attributes potentially, but for this, since we're just doing a full integration and federation, I'm just going to retrieve the CI types that I have selected. And then we'll refresh and we'll save that. We'll let BSM do its work. We're pulling in some of our assets now. The probe will need some time to run and actually federate the data from UCMDB to RTSM. As soon as that completes, we should have our application models available to us on RTSM. So we can go to RTSM modeling, and that's where we can inspect or make modifications to the actual models that have been imported to RTSM. Just for inspection purposes, we can start with the IT Universe Manager. We'll give that a second to render. So you can see that we populated some of our CIs in the selector. This is a good one to start with. This is just a demo online banking service. I can expand out the CIs that we're looking at. And maybe I'm just going to jump into Advantage Banking. By highlighting the actual CI in question, we're going to get detailed information of the type of CI, any kind of attributes that we may be associating with the CI. You can see here this is an Advantage banking application. It is a CI type business application. And of course, we can do things like expand out the model and see the relationships underneath the actual tree. So this just validates that we do have our expected models. So that's good. The next step, of course, would be, as we discussed earlier, the addition of top-down and bottom-up monitoring associated with the known state from UCMDB of the application. We can assemble those inside of BSM. I'm going to go ahead and take you to an example, jump over to my BSM, and we'll look at a topology map with associated monitoring and monitoring data added to the application model and the CIs. So you can see here, I've kind of just narrowed down to the Advantage Inc. view. And of course, very similar to what we were just looking at in the IT universe, this is an expansion of the business application Advantage Online Banking and associated CIs. But also we have additional metrics that are being fed from the monitoring solutions as part of the BSM stack. The other thing to keep in mind here is with the monitors and the additional information that we're discovering as the runtime state, we can also federate that information, that newly discovered information, back over to the Cmdb to really help manage the as-built state of the application. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at Advanced MarketPlace.
Thank you for joining us for this third of 4 CMDB webinar series. Be sure to view the other 3 webinars from this series.